All right, welcome back to another updated version of the tracking sheet for all of the ads that we've been running for our offer at the moment through Havstock. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a breakdown of December a little bit further because we only went up to about the 7th, the first week or so of December. And what I'll do is I'll include November as well because I actually have a 2025 summary. You can see down here, which encompasses both November and December. We also have January and February. January is obviously complete because I've been a bit slack and it's now the 16th of February. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through December and I'm going to show you the numbers of what we did for our offer, sales, profit, all that. Just keep it really transparent, just giving you all the breakthrough numbers. And yeah, so if I go back to December, the last you saw, I think, was up to around the 7th of December. I could be wrong. However, you can see we obviously slowly started increasing our ad spend throughout the month, and then it started to drop a little bit, and then we started picking it back up because throughout December, it's a little bit weird because it's Christmas time. People are spending sort of, but not really. If you look through the month and we check every single day of a front-end purchase, so that's obviously one customer, because obviously one customer can get an order bump, potentially 3 of the order bumps, an upsell 1, an upsell 2, and then book calls. But if we just go through front end, we had a total of 82 customers for the month. If we average that throughout each day, we're looking around 2.5 customers a day, 2.6 customers a day. So yeah, not too bad. But if you see, there's only 1, 2, 3 days that we don't have any sales. So I thought that was quite interesting. I think that's quite good. You can see our click-through rate for all of them on average was roughly 2%, which is pretty good. If you know about click-through rates when it comes to Meta, you're looking roughly at around 1% is like good. Anything above 1% is like you're doing really well. So like some of the days we're getting like 3%. But as you can see, for each day we track every single sale, order bumps, upsells, and booked calls. And it goes into this tracking sheet and it will show us exactly what that all looks like in terms of percentages from one thing to the next. So let's just start with the 1st of December. On the Monday, we had 2 front-end purchases. We had an order bump 1, and we had 1 upsell 2, and then a booked call. So as you can see from landing page, so we had 45 people on the landing page. To checkout page, we had a 24.44%, and then percentage of checkout page through to actually purchasing. So out of the 11 people that were on the checkout page, 2 people purchased. So that's what that mathematically sort of connects to. That's what the what is it called? Totally spaced. That's what the formatting is. So the formatting is obviously H3, which is the front end purchase. So we had 2 divided by the number of people that were on the checkout page. So 11. So we had about an 18% conversion, and then overall a 4.44% conversion for that day from landing page to actually purchase. 50% uptake rate. And obviously you can see so on and so forth. We uptake 2 is here, yeah, 50% because we had 1. We didn't have any upsell 1s. And then we had 1 person book. So that's a 50%. And then cost per call. So each of our products you can see is like what they're broken down to because we have the prices of our products over here. 27, 13. Front end offer that we're advertising is a $27 product. 13, 17, 27 as the 3 order bumps that are directly on the checkout page. So that total there is, I think, around like $84. Oh yeah, 84 down the bottom here. So the maximum front end purchase someone can do is $84, then the 97, and then the 197. So I believe all that's $378 for full funnel value. So what we, obviously with all of this, we track the total number of purchases for the day, the ROAS, which is the return on ad spend. So how much we spent. So we spent $89.64. This is all in US dollar. And we got a total of $264 in sales there. So obviously a 2.95 is a very solid ROAS. So if we spent $1, we'd make $2.95. We'd be in profit of $1.95 essentially. We also track our AOV. This is very important. What we've noticed throughout the whole process of doing this, and I'll explain this in a little bit, AOV is massive. And I think even in ecom and other businesses, so we're in info space, but I think for ecom as well, this would be huge to increase the AOV of your orders, because if you can increase the amount people are spending, obviously your cost per acquisition then goes down because, the cost per acquisition doesn't go down because that has nothing to do with that. But you can have a higher cost per acquisition, I meant to say, because you can actually then account for people spending more money with you to combat that cost per acquisition. So our cost per acquiring a customer, so our CAC, was $44. And then we didn't have any high ticket revenue throughout the month. So we didn't close any high ticket sales there. But you can see obviously our total revenue for each day, our ROAS and our true PNL. The true PNL, obviously we have performance front end and performance front end plus high ticket. If we close, let's say, a $5,000 ticket, it will then add to here and then change down here. So that's our true PNL, and that's just from the front end. So let me just get rid of that. Okay, so pretty much now we've got this all filled out. The previous one, November, you can see we started on the 19th of November, and it was really just trial and error. We didn't get many purchases. I actually turned the ads off here for 4 days. This $9 was just an accumulation from the previous days that Meta spends, and then you just obviously you pay them back. It's like a sort of credit system. If I go to December, we obviously have the full month spread out. So let's go through these bottom numbers just so we can go through the whole month as one. Let's increase that. There we go. Okay, so for the total month, actually let's go one more. So for the total month of December, we spent $8,303.27. Our CPM, which is like cost per 1,000 views, is $55. We had this many people on our landing page, this many people on our checkout page, and an average between obviously all of the click-through rates of almost 2%, which, like I said, anything above 1% is pretty decent. You're doing well. Our cost per click, this could be down a little bit, but obviously because our AOV is high, we can sort of combat that cost per acquisition. So we had a total of 82 customers for that month. So, and then we had our order bumps here. So if we go over to the percentages for the order bumps just here, so as you can see, from our 82 customers, we had a total of, where'd that go? 43%, almost 44% purchased the order bump 1, 51%, so over half purchase order bump 2, and 45% are taking order bump 3. So this is really nice. This is really, really nice. This is increasing our AOV drastically because, well, essentially every time we get a purchase or 2 purchases, we're expecting 1 person to purchase all of these order bumps. And with then it goes to our upsell, which is really ridiculous, I think. I think it's the way that we've positioned the offer, because the upsell one, so that our $97 product really fits into that first $27 product, and it really works cohesively and it interlocks well. So we've positioned it so well that we're getting a really nice 52.44% take rate on that upsell one. So you can see 43 out of the 82 purchased the upsell one. And then we had just over 25% on the upsell 2, which is our 197. So that's really nice. And what I mean by having these order bumps and upsells and everything like that is you can see here, if we just run the $27 product, we would only have $2,214 in sales for the month. But because we had the order bump 1, 2, and 3, you can see we added an additional 2,000. We almost doubled our front end purchase just by adding 3 additional order bumps to the checkout page. And there's nothing crazy about that. Like it's literally 3 additional products that complement the original product, the $27 front end product. And because of that, people are enticed to then purchase these, and they're just a one click. They just press the tick and it adds it to the cart, and then they proceed to put in their card details and check out. So that is almost essentially matching the same as the front end. And so we doubled our revenue there. So if we add that, that's $4,339 in total sales just from these front end purchases and 3 of the order bumps. If we then move over to the upsell one, like I said, we did, what was it? 52% So almost 53%. So as you can see, $97, and we had a total of $4,171 worth of sales because of this. So again, it's doubled all of this here. So this is 4,300. So it's essentially matched all three of the order bumps plus the front end purchase. So this is the power of increasing your AOV, is adding additional revenue to your top line. And you can then see also for upsell 2 at 25% take rate, or I think it was 26, but let's just say 25 just to keep it even. We've done another 4,000. So in total, we had 262 products purchased for the month of December, with a total revenue of $12,900 for the month. So that's quite nice. And obviously we had then an average of a 1.55 ROAS. So we spent $8,303 and we made $12,900. So then obviously the profit of that is your total spend minus your ad spend. And you can see that here. Why is it not highlighted for some reason? Anyway, I don't know. Oh, sorry, that's the, yeah, I can't find the AN3. Where's AN3? AN3. Anyway, where am I at? Yeah, so my mistake. The way that I did it was different. We could do it with this minus this, but all we did was just do the sum of these. That's why I just made a mistake there, but that's fine. So essentially this is just the sum of all of these numbers. But like I said, we could just go, this is equal to the total spend here. So it'd be AL 34 and then minus B 34, and we'd get the same number essentially. So, or would we actually? Yep, sorry, made a mistake again. As you can see, so I just put in here, this is the formatting. So it'd be the total sales, which is AL 34 minus B 34, which if we go all the way over to this side, that's the total spend. So yeah, that was our profit for the month of December, was $4,596.73. But like I said, moving over to here, our AOV, so our average order value, was actually really, really nice. We had $157. So typically when we get a purchase, the average amount that someone is going to spend with us, every time we get a customer, the average amount that customer is going to spend with us is $157.32 on average, statistically between the whole month of December. As you can see here, our average CAC, so our average cost per acquiring a customer, was $101.26. This is not very good, but obviously we still made money, so it's not that big of a deal. But you can see some days was 60, 81, 35. Like these are really nice. Some days we didn't make any purchases. So like, for example, there was nothing here on this day. Friday the 19th of December, we made 0 sales. So our cost per acquiring a customer was, well, nothing, because, well, it was more because these 3 days it cost us more, you know. This day here on the 20th, it cost us $350 to get someone to purchase, and the average order value was $124, so we lost $200. You get the gist. So essentially, improving your AOV, reducing your cost per acquisition is going to be really big for improving your overall profit margins. So this is really nice. That having all of this is really great for understanding what's going wrong. So for example, even in here, we have our percentages on landing page through to checkout page to purchase, and total front end. We can see what's working. Like, so for example, you can see here, let me do that. We had a 6% here. So something here was wrong. We fixed it, and then it went wrong again. We fixed it. It went back up to 30%, 23, 33, 8%. So there's fluctuations, obviously daily as well, depending on just the market. Not every day someone is going to purchase. As you can see, we had a couple days here. But if I go to the 2025 summary now, 2025 summary is just the culmination of November and December put into the tracking sheet, but these are taken from the other sheet. So this one's taken from December 25, H34. So if I go here, it's taken from December 25, H34. Yeah, so that's our front end purchase in December. So we go here, that's what it says here. So we had 6 in November. So if I go over to November, it says 6 down here. So the sheet is just to pull in all the data from all of the tracking sheets, just so that we can have sort of like an overview from each month. So we have each day, and then each month, and then we will eventually have each year on an average when we have that much data to fill out. So as you can see, with the month of November and December, we had a total of almost $14,000 in sales, and that was the profit for those 2 months. But remember, November was only, how many days is that? 19 to 11 days, but it wasn't really 11 days because we had 4 days where we turned off the ad spend. So yeah, not bad. And as you can see, our cost per acquisition throughout both the months was $99. Average order value was $160, very nice. And then P&L, we didn't close any high ticket throughout both these months, but that's no big deal because we are still making money. Obviously, this isn't the true P&L in the sense of we have expenses on the back end, like for example, our software, advertising. We have an advertising guy that we pay monthly. So, but it's still, we're still in the green for sure, 100%. Like it's maybe 20% of that is on additional spend. If that, I think it could be less than that. So we're doing really nice there. So what I'll do is I'll separate the 2 videos. I'll have this one, and then I'll have January, and then I'll have February, and I'll do each month just to keep everyone updated on sort of how this works, what that looks like. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to just leave them in the comments and I'll be able to answer them. Yeah, if you want to book a call to sort of find out how we do this and if we can implement this for your business or any kind of structures with funnels or anything like that, I've dropped a link down in the description. With that link, you can just click on it and it will take you straight to my calendar, and you can book, I think it's a 15-20 minute call with me, and we can discuss sort of the products you've got, the offer you're framing, your funnel breakdown, sort of go through a couple things to decide whether or not we can help you move forward with that. And when I say we, I mean Havstock, because Havstock is our business. And when I say our business, that is Nathan and I. Nathan is the founder, and I've come along and sort of helped set up the company in another country. And yeah, so ask any questions and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. And if you want to book in a call, the link's in the description, and I will see you all in the next video.